that they can communicate with.
So here's the game. This is the exercise that we teach you guys. And basically, it's you go in and you hook. All right, that's what you want to do first. You want to get them interested in you usually first. Actually, this works really well if you go in as a wingman, because as a wingman you kind of go in with sort of a higher level of value right off the bat, and you can start playing this game right away. But either way, you get hooked or you go in as a wingman, and your goal is to speak no more than 3 words, sort of in the period of maybe like a minute, if you can. It's just to talk as little as possible, but to keep the conversation going as well as possible without you actually saying anything. So what you do is, you start off just with a little handshake. You do a funny handshake, and you kind of look at the girl, and maybe she looks back at you, and you're like, you talk, you say something.
Yeah.
And most of the time, again, if she's interested in you at all, she has to have a little bit of attraction there. Like if she's really not interested in you, she'll just be like, who the fuck is this guy? And she'll leave. But if she's interested in you at all, she'll start talking. And then you can kind of cultivate that. And you can say up to 3 things at a time. And up to 3 words at a time. And so one of the things that I'll do is I'll say something really cryptic. I'll be like, my mother, she used to... Okay. I'll like drift off or something. You have to, like, if you only have 3 words at a time that you can use, it's like you have to think of things and say things that are going to create like the maximum amount of like interesting conversation. And the funny thing is, if you play this game, you have to have a little bit of skills right off the bat to play it. But if you play this game, you'll have the weirdest conversations with women, but they'll also go well. Like you'll be sitting there thinking to yourself, I am just saying the dumbest crap, and yet she's engaged. And it helps your self-esteem. It helps your body language. Like you have to emote with your body. You have to lock in to play this game. Like you can't be sitting sort of on the outside of her group of friends. You have to be leaned back and in like a chill kind of environment to play this game.
I think touching has a huge thing to do with this too. And that's something I think we should go in a future podcast is touching, something we call kino. And that's hugely important. It's funny. I had a post about the exact same thing. This 3-word game. And me and Hunter, who is another instructor with LoveSystems, played this game. Another guy who's really good at body language.
Yeah, he's great.
Me and Chris pride ourselves on being masters at body language, and we hang out a lot, so we learn from each other and stuff. But Hunter's another one of these guys that I think the quote from you I heard was he's so comfortable if you lean back and he probably would fall over.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna fall over. Like he's just like
yeah. The Hunter's he's an awesome guy. Anyway, we played this game in Vegas where we're only allowed to speak 3 words to a girl, and that's it. And we have to rely everything else on her body language. And so, like Chris said, we come up with interesting words. Like I think my opener was Phil Collins. Yes, that was my opener. And in Vegas, places we were going to actually had a lot of cougars, so that was a great opener for cougars that love Phil Collins. Oh my God, Phil Collins! And they freak out. But it's actually really interesting because you can communicate almost a lot more if you like commit yourself to not saying as many words than you could if you were like, oh my God, because a lot of times guys get nervous and they think the way to get through that nervousness, through that like awkwardness of not knowing what to say, is to talk really fast, to say a lot of shit, just throw a whole bunch of things out there and hopefully one of them connects. But the best thing to do is not to do that. The best thing to do is just be silent and look comfortable. If at any time you feel yourself uncomfortable in a situation, and this happens all the time, even with guys like us, it feels like, oh, I don't know what to say, just lean back and smile. Because what happens is, girls bounce their emotions off of you. If they think it's an awkward situation, if you look comfortable and you're just leaning back and smiling, even if you're not saying anything, they're going to think it's comfortable too, even if nobody's saying anything. You can have like awkward silences that last 10, 15 seconds just looking at the girl and have a really nice moment and not say anything. And it's not awkward at all. It's actually romantic because you're implying so much more with the way you're looking at her than you are with what you're saying. And this is something that's true for, not just pickup, but anything. And women are especially good at this because they use subtext almost, solely in terms of the way they communicate. Any guys that had a girlfriend will recognize this, and they'll say one thing and mean another, and that's the way that they operate. But it's totally way more, I think, powerful just to say less than it is to say more. And guys get that mixed up a lot.
And also, like, if you look at the kind of guys at bars, try having a conversation. Go to a bar and see the guy with the hottest girlfriend there, and try and have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
And here's what he'll be like. He'll be like,
So.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, man.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah. So.
And like seriously, the guys who get, the guys who get the most beautiful women, have. They don't say much.
Yeah.
And I suspect that it's because they don't actually have real personalities.
Maybe. That's
like, I don't think they have anything to say a lot of the time. But so those of us who actually have a lot to say, we have to fake it and pretend like.
I had a huge problem with this, and me and Chris are kind of similar in that in our natural sort of comfortable places we tend to talk really fast. As you probably noticed from the podcast and stuff, and we're very guys that like talk a lot. For me, that was a big problem because girls would always catch me on this, and it was a big problem for my game. So for me, what I always did was I think, okay, how would Jack Nicholson do this if he was high? And so I think of like, be Jack Nicholson high. So I walk on the bar like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And I just talk like I'm Jack Nicholson high. Now, obviously, that's going to sound really forced for a lot of you guys. I mean, it even sound forced for me, but it got me used to being able to say very little and sort of communicate a lot more than what I was saying. And girls respond to that like crazy. You'd really be surprised. If you can get away with a lot more than you think you can, especially when it comes to being silent. So practice this shit because you don't know until you try it.
All right, guys. If you're looking for more golden information, my blog is tenmagnet.com.
Cajunsblog.com.
And we're doing boot camps all around North America. They're kicking ass. Go to LoveSystems.com to see on the schedule. We've got we're the best company in the business. We teach guys some really awesome advice on how to pick up women. And
adios, comrades.